Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another music therapy podcast episode. We are on episode 18, and just let me go ahead and do introductions, why don't we? My name is Holly Dayle. I'm a musician, and this is my father, Toby Holly, and today we are going to be looking at a song by Lauren Dayle. What we're going to do is we're going to listen to the song, we're going to go through and analyze the lyrics and kind of go through different methods that y'all could use this song in a personal music therapy setting. So yeah, that's our goal for today and what we'll be doing. And I'm going to go ahead and get all of that ready for us. Do you want to go ahead and give us a brief introduction of the song?
Sure. So the song selection today is Rescue by Lauren Dayle, and I believe it was first published in 2018.
Yes,
and
2018.
One of the things that I would say about this song, just kind of going into it, it's a very lovely song, which is written from God's perspective to us. So if you've ever wanted to hear from God, we're looking for a message from God, this song means to do that for you. Very beautiful song.
It is a beautiful song. I am excited to listen to this one today. This song, Rescue, came out a while ago, and I remember when it first came out. It's a beautiful song, honestly, especially as a musician. At the time this came out, I was, I think, either a senior in high school or freshman in college. I don't recall. Probably, I think it was a senior in high school. And at the time, I was doing a lot of choir stuff, and you'll see in the background of the song, it's so cool. There's some sections where the choir just really feels like it really pushes the song forward, like with the message, and it just, I don't know, it's a beautiful combination of music and voices that I absolutely love. I love how they play into some parts in the music that kind of complement the vocals, which we'll look at today while we're looking at the song, and I'll point out when we get there. But yeah, this song is really cool, honestly. It kind of holds a special place in my heart because I personally see it as a song that can be used for like a deep sense of like worship. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel like this song is built. So yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into the music. What we'll do is we'll listen to the song, and whenever we finish a verse or a chorus, I will go through and just reread the lyrics, make sure that we understand everything that we've heard before we jump into some thoughts and analysis on the song itself.
Great.
Okay, yeah, so here is Rescue by Lauren Dayle. Beautiful song. I love the instrumentation of this song. It's so cool. It really establishes a sense of worship.
You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen.
Okay, and that's verse 1. Let's then pause that. So yeah, verse 1 already. I don't know about you, but for me, I'm already really feeling that sense of deep. Yes, moving, very moving. It's already like, I feel like we're going to go somewhere deep with the lyrics. It's kind of like the sense that I'm getting. So yeah, I'll go ahead and read the lyrics first, and we'll jump into some thoughts already out the gate about the song. So verse 1 reads, "You are not hidden. There's never been a moment where you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you've been broken, your innocence stolen." Already, verse 1 is really deep. But yeah, that was verse 1.
So as a Christian counselor, when I use music to, work with folks in the counseling setting, this song is very useful. It's very pertinent to somebody who is maybe struggling to hear from God. Sometimes, we might pray and we just really wonder, are my prayers actually reaching God?
True.
And sometimes things are just really, hard and stressful. Maybe there's a crisis or something, and so you just really need to hear from God in a moment like that. And so I think this song is really beautiful because, like I said, it's written from God to us as the listeners, very personal. And, in such hard times as that, the verse 1 really speaks to this idea that we often do feel unseen, maybe by God, maybe by, like, everybody. And that's so very beautiful promise as God is speaking to us. No, I see you. I'm with you.
That's true.
And
that's good.
And just in my own analysis of verse 1, I really feel like that's the message coming across.
That's good. Here, sorry, I forgot to give you these. Okay, that was really good. I really love that. Something that kind of stuck out to me from verse 1 is I feel like it's addressing the idea of like you were saying, feeling unseen or forgotten. But it also, in a way, reassures us that God always sees us and he knows our struggles. Like immediately, like the first line, it says, "You are not hidden." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I love that. Already out the gate, kind of establishing that. And it's also just kind of comforting to know that God acknowledges us and understands our pain, even when we feel invisible.
That's true.
So, yeah, I feel like from verse 1, that is kind of the sense that I'm getting. She's already establishing that opening of feeling, you know, like unseen, forgotten. But it's also playing on the fact that God sees us and knows us and acknowledges our struggles. So that's cool. Already from verse 1, she's kind of playing on both of those concepts. So, yeah, that's really fun. That's in part why I love music that's just kind of like, it's like written with intentionality, you know what I mean, in the lyrics. And Lauren Daigle does a really good job with that.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, it's very, for me, her voice is very moving when I listen to it. I feel like I could really get into what she's saying immediately. Just her voice kind of draws me into what the lyrics and the music are saying.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Okay, so yeah, now we're going to go ahead and jump into the pre-chorus. We'll see here that the pre-chorus is pretty short. I'm actually going to go ahead and pause it because there's some really fun points about the pre-chorus.
That's good.
Yeah, that I'd like us to kind of dive into. And maybe I might ask you a question about that. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to back it up just a little bit so we can get into it. Here we go.
Though you have been broken,
So
your
here's the
innocence
pre-chorus.
stolen. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS.
That's really pretty.
There it
All right,
is.
I'm going to go ahead and pause it before it gets into it. So I think the first thing that I just kind of want to point out as the musician,
Okay.
just kind of what I'm hearing with the music. So we kind of hear this really fun transition from verse 1 to the pre-chorus where the music is beginning to pick up in pace, like arpeggiating the piano chords there. And it's kind of building, just building the music as we're going into the chorus. But it's so fun to hear her, like, with her intonation and her voice, say this pre-chorus where it reads, "I hear you whisper under your breath. I hear your SOS." The way she's saying that really, for me, sells what those lyrics are saying.
Maybe just really personal.
Yes, it feels very
tender.
personal. Exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of what I was getting from the pre-chorus, and the music and her voice just kind of play so perfectly to that. So that was something I noticed that I kind of just wanted to.
And if
state.
I can make a comment too
Yeah.
on it, so we have the pre-chorus, which is a couple of lines,
Right.
and we'll see again the pre-chorus in a few minutes, and the bridge a bit later on, which is pretty similar but different, and each of them being short in nature, and just the way I felt about it as I was just kind of experiencing it by listening to it seems to me that so God is responding in this song. So the song functions as a response in prayer.
Right.
So I think the pre-chorus is the prayer that is being offered up to God. That's what I think, because it's a sort of whisper. Under one's breath. It's not really meant to be heard from anybody else but God, I think. And so I think
true.
that's and the promise is, I do hear your whisper. I do hear your prayer. I hear you. That's a really plain, straightforward message. It's good.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I just wanted to really quick just kind of say thank you guys for the lovely comments. Y'all are so sweet. Okay, let's go ahead and see. So this next part, so yeah, that was the pre-chorus. Really love that pre-chorus. So good. Already kind of establishing, like you said, like that God hears our quietest cries for help. And like, no matter how small or silent they may be, they go unnoticed, by God. They never go, sorry. They never go unnoticed by God. He sees them, is what I was trying to say. Okay, so yeah, that was the pre-chorus. Now let's go ahead and jump into the chorus. And I'm pretty sure the chorus kind of changes as the song goes, as we go throughout the song. You'll see some more fun stuff with the instrumental. So I want to back it up just a little bit so we can hear that pretty transition between the pre-chorus and the chorus. So you guys can feel like the build and the emotion and the music. Really cool to see in this song.
Your SOS, your SOS.
So here's the chorus. there's just this like swell of emotion that I can feel when I listen to this song, and I'm sure y'all can feel it too. It was really done musically, like very beautifully. Yeah. Like just like the bass in the background, and you can hear her like humming in the background. Really cool. It's kind of like, I don't know, it feels like serious in worship, but it also feels kind of like ethereal and kind of light, like it expands, if that makes sense. So really fun. I love the music for the chorus here, and the lyrics are also super strong as well. I'll go ahead and read them for us so we can kind of jump into some thoughts there about the chorus. Okay. So chorus 1 reads, I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true. I will rescue you. Really powerful. Short chorus, like lyric-wise, but very powerful. I
love the swell that you mentioned. That's a perfect word.
Yeah.
It really did you could just feel the emotion rush over your body, which incidentally is why music is so beautiful, useful, powerful in the counseling setting, because it really affects your body in terms of what you're feeling, along with your mind as you're concentrating on powerful lyrics. So, I mean, the whole you gets involved in the song, and a well-chosen song can be a great ministry to a person. So I really like it as an instrument. One thing I might like to point out, which I think is sort of built into this chorus, is we are talking about God rescuing us. That's the promise that's coming across. And unlike what might be true in the rescue from a person, which generally is reactive, someone's in crisis, oh my gosh, we just got a phone call, you're rushing out to save them. It's not like a surprise or a shock to God, because he knows our story, he knows what's going on. And so what's really beautiful in God's rescue is he goes ahead of us in front of those really tough things that we face, and he makes a way for us. And that is such a beautiful, fantastic thing that is true relative to a relationship with Jesus. He makes a path for us even before we get there.
Oh, that's really good. I love that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
and I really feel that the strength of that is carried in the chorus.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel like in the chorus, God's promise to like send help and rescue us from our darkest moments is really, like you said, was kind of like being stated here. And I feel like this imagery kind of reinforces the idea that God is actively working to deliver us from our troubles. You know what I mean? It's highlighting his protective nature, which I really like. That's really cool, Yeah, okay, so that was the first chorus. So now let's jump into the second verse. And we can even see here musically just kind of everything working in the background, how much it's just everything's moving. It's like progressing in the song. Yeah. Everything's building is what I'm trying to say.
It's true. I will rescue.
Here is verse 2.
There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over.
Nice.
You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor.
Okay, let's pause it. I don't want to pause it, but we're going to pause it. Oh my gosh, I feel bad like cutting things off right when there's like a build in the music. I don't know, it feels like I shouldn't do that. But okay, yeah, that was verse 2. And immediately, like, there's already this sense of like building in the music, that's what we're hearing. It's really cool. I love the use of like string instruments in the background and how you can hear them kind of like, I don't know, moving in the background, kind of like the swelling idea, like we were talking about earlier. Really fun. I love that. But yeah, let's go ahead and read verse 2, and then we'll jump into some thoughts. So verse 2 reads, there is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter. I'll be your armor. So yeah, that was verse 2. Really cool.
Very beautiful. While of course our Lord, considering the fact that he's all powerful, can do, what he wills relative to our rescue, and, he may do it different ways.
Right.
My observation, what I think is often true, isn't so much that he is maybe plucking us out of something, although I'm not saying he doesn't or wouldn't do that. More often than not, he comes into it with us. right?
That's
So
good.
the
Yeah.
thing that we are suffering, he suffers it with us. So the promise there is rescue, of course, but companionship in the midst of it. Like
Oh,
he
that's
suffers
good.
it with us because he
Yeah.
loves us. And
Yeah.
that's often missed, maybe not conceptualized. And so I really hope that concept can kind of land as I present it in the context of this song. It may very well be that he walks through it with you or carries you through it,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I definitely feel like it emphasizes that, like, this verse emphasizes that no matter how far we feel from God, there is no distance that he can't reach us. You know, I mean, that's literally in the verse, you know, that cannot be covered over and over. There is no distance, you know. And I feel like it assures us that we are never too far from God's love and his protection. You know, I mean, he made you. That is kind of proof enough that you are important in his eyes, you know? You're created in his image, and he loves you as his child. So that should be reassurance enough to just prove to yourself that, yeah, no matter what, I know he will be there for me, and he will reach out for me regardless of the circumstances that I'm in. So
Yeah, nothing's too much for God.
yeah, nothing is too much for God. That is 100% true. That could be put on a t-shirt. So yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and jump into the pre-chorus. I might go ahead and just do the pre-chorus and the chorus together. So that way we can hear the build on the music, because I don't want to skip over that. It's always fun to hear how she builds that in this song. It's so pretty. Okay, back it up just a little bit.
You're not defenseless.
Okay, it's still verse 2.
I'll be
Yeah, the build in this part is so pretty. I think the chorus comes in, so yeah.
I
The choir.
hear you whisper underneath your breath.
Beautiful build in the music, so nice.
I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army
You can really hear her backing vocals here. It's fun.
in the middle of the darkest night. It's true. I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to reach.
I love how too the vocals kind of take like a highlight here, you know?
Fight, it's true. I will rescue you.
It's really pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and pause it
I hear
before we get into the outro or the bridge
The
there.
bridge,
Oh, and the
yeah.
bridge is so pretty, really nice. So, yeah, that was the pre-chorus and the chorus, and I definitely feel like out of all the sections in the song, this part is like the crescendo of the music.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's really pushing the idea of powerfulness, like the powerfulness of God in the music, but also his like diligence. I don't know. That's just for me, when I listen to music and that sort of thing, I try to think of, oh, what was the composer maybe trying to like say through the music and how it was written. And for me, I really get that sense of like powerfulness, maybe like diligence. But there's also a really beautiful light sense to it as well, especially with her vocals, like in the backing vocals I'm talking about. And how she says certain words really like drives home that message for me, because like, you know, when she says the word fight, there's some like grit in her voice a little bit, you know, like I will fight for you. That's just, you know, attention to detail, and I love, you know, it's really pushing the message of the song through that.
I agree. I was just thinking of a wave. It seems like you could if you were to maybe graph the song. I don't know if that's reasonable.
Right.
You would actually see, you know, that last chorus as probably being the height of it. It certainly was intense, which I think mirrors the intensity of God's love in pursuit of us.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I'm just checking the comments. Oh, we're all good. Okay, so let's see. So that was the chorus and the pre-chorus.
Right.
Now let's go ahead and jump into the bridge. And this part is so pretty. I absolutely love this part of the song. Let's back it up just a little bit so we can appreciate the build here, or the drop for this part.
you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true. I will rescue you.
So So yeah, so what's really fun about this is speaking from kind of just like a musician kind of point of view. Typically what we like to do with music is when we really want you to catch something that we're saying, we'll have like this big crescendo in the music and then we'll like drop everything out. And then just that section, we'll either do like one instrument or maybe even just like the vocals. And then we'll say the lyrics or whatever we're doing there. And it really just kind of draws attention back to the song. But the way that they did this was really pretty because I think the piano, as I've been listening to the song, the piano hasn't been played in that way before. As I was listening to the beginning, I think in the beginning it was like kind of like arpeggiating like the chords and everything. But here there was a little bit more attention to like the vibrance of the piano and adding like accent notes and that sort of thing to kind of really bring out some of her vocals there and bring attention to some like fun little variants there. So for me, the transition from the chorus to the bridge is just phenomenal. Not only is it like, I don't want to like say simplistic in nature because it's not simplistic, but there's just this ease and this sense.
Maybe pure.
Yeah, that's probably the word I'm looking for. Like this pure kind of transition that just really fits perfectly. And I feel like elevates the message of the song even more so in the bridge.
Personal.
Yeah, it feels
intimate.
way personal and more intimate. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, so that's really fun.
And I love the emphasis on left, you know, she has nothing left. And just, you know, God is acknowledging that I hear you saying that you feel like you have nothing left.
Yeah.
You know, which in terms of how the song means to minister is he picks up where, you know, you drop off. I mean, that's actually what he's saying he's doing.
Yeah. It's just like it reinforces the idea that God is close to the brokenhearted and attentive to our deepest needs.
Yeah,
you know,
good.
that's just kind of what I'm picking up from the bridge.
Yeah,
but
good.
yeah, the level of like intimacy in the bridge. Oh, really beautiful. I love personal what you were saying. I love that. Yeah. Okay, so that was the bridge. So let's go ahead and jump into the chorus. We'll listen to that for a second, and then maybe the outro, and then we'll go ahead and jump into some thoughts about the song and some fun little things we'll get into in a minute. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump in to the chorus.
Middle of the darkest night, it's true.
It's so pretty. I couldn't skip over it. It's really nice to hear. Beautiful and really powerful, like honestly.
Agreed.
Just it's like it's so fun for me to be able to listen to songs, and always when I listen to them I feel like I find something new to the song I hadn't heard before. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know, for me that last part, I felt like the choir was just kind of like going off on it. You know what I mean? It's so pretty to hear. I love that. Yeah, any thoughts for the final part of the song and the chorus?
I just said it's very beautiful, and I appreciate the fact that the message is reiterated, you know, several times, which is just this loving promise that you hear from God speaking into your heart.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like you said, it's repeating the message that it just, I don't know, like God is relentless in his pursuit to rescue us, you know? And I feel like it kind of underscores his dedication as well, and the lengths he will go to ensure our safety and our deliverance.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah,
that's good.
So, yay. All right, so that was the song. So now we're going to jump into a fun part of our music therapy podcast. We jump into the 2 questions that I normally ask when we finish looking at a song through our kind of like deep analysis. So what I like to ask is the first question. Our first question is, who exactly would this song most likely benefit? So we like to go through and be like, the different attributes of this song that it kind of touches on. So that way we can analyze, be like, oh yeah, this song would definitely be helpful for me because I've been struggling with this, that, and the other thing. You know, always nice to establish what those things are, just to kind of re-solidify.
Sounds good.
So that's our first question. And then we jump into the second question, which is, okay, I know this song touches on something that I feel like I want to kind of like discover more. But now, how exactly can I use the song to do that?
I got
yeah,
you.
that is when the therapist, the licensed therapist, comes in and answers those questions.
So in response to the first one,
Mm-hmm.
I certainly think that a person who is feeling isolated, feeling lonely, and more personally not feeling heard. I think, and that often comes in different shapes and sizes through stories, but I definitely hear that a lot whenever I spend, very private personal time with people as they're sharing their story. They don't feel heard. And I think this song speaks to a person in that space. I'm sure it's applicable in many other scenes too, but those stand out to me. And so as far as who might benefit from, taking the song into your just, personal private spaces and using it as a way to maybe minister to yourself or let God minister to you through the song, I think that would be some folks that would benefit from it.
Oh, that's good.
So that would be
the first question.
First
Okay,
question.
we got the first one down. All right, awesome. Now
Okay.
let's go ahead. Before we do that really quick, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the lovely comments. And we're so happy that you guys were able to learn something new from what we were looking at today. So yeah, that's always just nice to see. I just wanted to kind of shout that out that was said. So very sweet. Thank you so much, Roberta. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the second question.
Yeah, so I really do think the song is quite beautiful and powerful, and I'd like to call attention to the Gospel of John chapter 17. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's verse 20 to 26. It's a really cool section of the scripture where Jesus is actually praying for basically future believers, kind of like us, people that come in time after he has been with us in his personal company. And so that alone is some really beautiful scripture. And one thing that you can do in that scripture is kind of replace the pronouns with your own name and really just kind of hear Jesus praying for you, directly with your name.
Oh, that's really cool.
Okay,
I've
so
never
that-
thought of that before.
So that's cool. And then that with that in mind, I absolutely think this song offers that same blessing. The pronoun you, I actually didn't count it, but it is quite a few times when the pronoun you is used. I wish I'd counted it.
That's okay.
Actually, and you could replace that with your name. And so instead of I am going to rescue you, it would be I'm going to rescue Toby or whomever.
Oh,
And that transforms the song actually really, really personally.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so I think that would be a really good first thing. And a few other points to make. I think just listening to the song, maybe reading through the lyrics, it's not unusual that certain lyrics will kind of stand out to you. Like the pre-chorus talks about, I hear you. And if that resonates with you while you're going through the song, it's good to write that down and kind of reiterate that to yourself as you allow the song to minister to you. I guess I didn't say it is good to have a habit or a practice of maybe just personal growth, and that might include prayer and devotions and things. Well, we recommend music and taking a specific song and letting that song minister to you in the way we're describing, day after day after day for as long as it makes sense. I mean, it could be weeks, where you're just letting that message kind of soak into your bones. And
that's good. Yeah.
so there's another prayer that's called the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, which is a really beautiful prayer. It's been around a long time. And I think that prayer speaks in tandem with this song, because what we're really doing is trusting God with things that we can't maybe fix or change. And so we're giving those things over to him. And so taking this song and like really taking the message is, okay, so you're going to rescue me. That means that this, XYZ, this thing that I'm struggling with, I'm going to give that burden to you. You're saying you're going to rescue me from it, so I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to put that on your altar, and that's that part is your responsibility. I'm going to do what I can, but I trust and accept that you're going to do the stuff that I can't do. And that's really
good.
what the serenity prayer communicated. I think that's what this song is promising from God. So I think taking maybe the time to journal some of that out, things that you're going to put on the altar, you know, and you concentrate and meditate on that while you're going through this song. It's really a way to accept the partnership between ourselves and Jesus in our story.
That's good. I love that. Wow, really good points today. Yay. We always have good points. I just noticing I was following very well with that. I was like, yes, it's good. It's always good when I can follow and be like, yeah, that makes sense.
What are you saying?
Right. Okay. So, yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. Those were some really good, deep analysis, kind of like thoughts to the song for Rescue by Lauren Daigle. I really love that. So typically what we're starting to do now, which is really fun that we're doing this, we've started to include worksheets with every episode that we do, because I've gotten a few comments before from you guys where you've asked for something to kind of help you guys go through and do an analysis on the song yourselves. And sometimes y'all told me that you get a little lost in doing that and you don't really know what steps to take. So we thought it would be a good plan to go through and actually make a worksheet for you guys. So that way it would just be easier for y'all to follow. And yeah, super soon we're going to be having, I think it's on X, right?
Well, actually, I mean, it's true now. There
is,
are an opportunity to be a subscriber, a paid subscriber on X, Facebook, and TikTok.
Yes, yeah.
And one of the benefits of being a subscriber is that every song you'll get that worksheet that's sent to you personally, which can be a real handy thing when working through some of the songs. So if the worksheet is of interest to you, if you'd like to have that, then we invite you to subscribe, and we look forward to giving it to you. Yeah,
and they're really good. I really enjoy actually like looking through these worksheets afterwards as well, because it kind of like solidifies some of the points that we were talking about. But yeah, so those are available through the subscription, as well as a bunch of other fun stuff with singing and that sort of thing. We'll be putting out a flyer super soon talking about some of the things you guys can get with that, so that's super fun. But yeah, that was pretty much it for today and our look at Rescue by Lauren Daigle, our 18th episode. How fun.
18.
Yep, 18. We've been doing it for a solid minute now. But yeah, that was pretty much it for us today. If you guys ever have any songs that y'all would like us to look at, let us know. And also, if you guys have any questions as well, we go through and answer those in the podcast when we can. But yeah, that's pretty much it for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if there's any songs you guys would like us to look at, let us know through the comment section, and we will look at those songs when we get a chance to. So yeah. Well,
thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys again next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday.
That's it.
So, yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen.